My name is Edward Gauvin. I'm an American Fulbright scholar, most recently from New York, but I've lived all over the U.S. and born and raised on the East Coast. I am here for a year studying Belgian fantastical fiction, which means weird tales and ghost stories and dark fantasy. So, I first heard about the Fulbright program in the lyrics of a Paul Simon song, probably like lots of people. But no, seriously, I had been, wanting to apply for quite a long time, but really hadn't sort of gelled a project. And I know I'd actually lived in France also for some time, and so I knew I liked to live abroad and really wanted to be working on something that would require my presence abroad. I applied through my grad school, University of Iowa, where I did my master's. And it was a relatively painless application process, I'd say. I mean, the strict page limits on the essays really force you to be concise. And I had some helpful input from some professors at Iowa who went over my application. And a year later, here I am. Brussels is really, really amazing especially when it doesn't rain, because you sort of stick your neck out of your collar and look around at all the amazing buildings. And a friend of mine who used to work in the urban planning and development office here told me that Brusselization used to be a buzzword for how not to modernize your city, and apparently this is because the rapid modernization in the 70s especially sort of made for a lot of odd juxtapositions of old and new, but I think that's a lot of what gives it its character today, is this sort of funky old-new vibe where you'll see, very new-looking buildings sort of half swallowing older ones. I do a lot of research here at the Literary Archives of the Royal Library, and also the library at the Ministry of the Francophone Population's Literary Promotion Service. So they have this really sort of amazing library, like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where all these treasures are hidden, and of almost every book ever written by a Belgian. And I feel like really I've just sort of been cramming my head with delights. Flanders has a reputation for being spooky and folkloric, and I think a lot of the rich tradition of weird tales and ghost stories draws from this, and also a rich visual tradition of alarming and bizarre paintings by people like, all the way from the medieval ages, from Bosch to Magritte. Yeah, I live around the block from this place called the Museum of the Fantastic, so I'm very pleased about that. I went over there and had a glass of Dracula's blood one night when they had a special museum opening. They do a special night openings for each of the museums around Brussels every Thursday night. So there's always something to do here. It's really sort of hard to ignore the city beating at your door. There's always something to see, and always something strange and new to experience. If you're interested in the weird and the strange, then I think Flanders is the place to be.